Welcome back for another video. In the space of a day, there's been a lot of development and lots of what we discussed in the last video has played out, and we now have official confirmation. In this video I'll cover everything you need to know, and if you want to stay ahead of the curve this season, hit subscribe. The big news is that Chelsea vs Liverpool and Man United vs Leeds are both confirmed as postponed. Both teams will blank in Gameweek 8, and joining Brighton vs Crystal Palace, which was also postponed. This is reportedly as a consequence of lack of police resources. Some police are being drafted from across the country into London, and Man United vs Leeds requires a huge police presence as it's a big match and a fierce rivalry. The Premier League has simply said that it's due to the events surrounding the Queen's funeral. We also have confirmation that Arsenal's Europa League game has been postponed too, more on that later. So this makes it a tricky situation as far as how to tackle Gameweek 8, as we've all got players from teams without a game. If you're only able to field 7 or 8 players, then it's worth considering the free hit or the wildcard. In my eyes, the wildcard's more logical because you can refresh your team with a longer term view, but also tackle Gameweek 8 at the same time effectively. The first wildcard must be used before Gameweek 17, so you'll end up using it regardless, and therefore the free hit is wasted if you use it now, as it's not totally necessary. If you've already wildcarded, it's a trickier situation. If you can scrape by with a decent team of 8 or 9 players, then the free hit should be saved, as there will be double and blank game weeks to come, particularly considering the entire Game Week 7 was postponed, so all teams will have fixtures to reschedule. If you can cover the popular assets like Haaland, Cancelo, Trippier, etc., then this is one less reason to free hit too. It's not the end of the world if you're unable to field 11. In a nutshell, if you have the most popular players, then there's less ground to be lost, as there's less managers that own the players that you don't. If you do decide to free hit, here's a potential draft for some inspiration. The big upside is you can go all in on Spurs, who have an excellent fixture home to Leicester. Son has been a disappointment so far, but the beauty of the free hit is you can afford to take a 1-week punt on players like him and triple up on premiums. Alternatively, you could free up some funds and upgrade Son to De Bruyne. This is only a loose guide, and you may want to triple up with Man City in particular, with a midfielder or perhaps in defence. I'll be activating my wildcard this game week personally, so hit subscribe for that to come. Also very importantly, Arsenal's match against PSV, which was due to take place on Thursday, has been postponed. From an FPL perspective, this will have an impact, as this game needs to be replayed before the group stages close ideally. Therefore this fixture will almost certainly move to the 20th of October, which is the next available midweek without European football. This clashes with Arsenal's scheduled match against Man City in Game Week 12, therefore we're likely to have a blank game week in Game Week 12 for Arsenal and Man City. Something to bear in mind, but no official confirmation at the time of recording. Again, this is why you may want to hold on to your free hit if possible, as Man City would already have 2 postponements to reschedule later in the season, plus they'd likely have more to come as they progress in cup competitions. If you're unaware of what happens with postponements, they get moved into game weeks later in the season wherever it's possible, which causes double game weeks. These are when you tend to get maximum utility out of the chips because you've got players playing twice in one game week. That concludes the summary of everything you need to know. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if it was useful. Lots of content to come this week ahead of the Game Week 8 deadline. See you soon for the next one.